Notice how in the beginning she said that she was being promiscuous, and now she's saying that the boyfriend was cheating. It's like, bro, it's either one or the other, or it's both. But it's your boy Cam's Corner. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. As you can see today, we're reacting to this woman getting HIV. This disease is getting crazy. Like, even where I live, like, it's spreading like wildfire, and no one's talking about it really. Let's get right into the video.
Hello, my name is Bianca and I'm HIV positive. So while the purpose of this person's question was to degrade me, I feel compelled to be honest about it. The truth is that yes, I was being promiscuous. And I contracted HIV at 27, so yes, it was unprotected intercourse. At that time, I was extremely broken, extremely traumatized. I felt unworthy. I didn't love myself. I felt unlovable. And I thought that if someone wanted to sleep with me, especially unprotected, that meant that they loved me, that I was worthy. Obviously, I know that that's not true now. But at the time, I held on to that as if it was truth, not knowing that my worth is found in Jesus Christ alone. So whether you're promiscuous or not, saving your bodies for your husband alone is the best option. This is not to say that spouses don't transmit, however the risk is much lower. I am not ashamed of my past nor of my diagnosis, because Jesus has set me free.
I gotta pause it right there. One thing that I don't like that she's saying is that, oh, I was lost, I was broken. Most people are lying when they're saying that stuff. The reality of it is we're human beings, and when you're young, your hormones are high. You're gonna be very sexually active. You're gonna have a lot of sexual urges when you're young. So you're gonna be reckless. Instead of saying, oh, I was lost, I didn't feel loved, like, be real. You were just horny. You were a horny young person. And instead of telling people, hey, if you're gonna be a horny young person, find a partner and be with that one partner, or make sure you're using protection. Instead of her saying that, she's acting as if like it's all about her being broken and she didn't love herself properly. Like, cut it out. Like, this is 2025. Like, we don't need to be using these semantical arguments. Just say what the truth is. And the truth is, you were just a horny young adult. Just be real. And for her to say the comment that the person made was trying to degrade her, it's like, bro, it's not. It's just them asking you a genuine question. Like, how did you get it? We don't know if you got it because you were addicted to drugs and you were sharing needles. You could get it in multiple ways. It's not only sex. So I don't know why she's jumping to that conclusion that he's trying to degrade her. Obviously, she probably does feel self-conscious about having AIDS. I would if I had it. God, thank God I don't. But let me play the video again.
I found out that I had HIV. So at this point, I was already with my ex, the guy who infected me, for about 5 months. The relationship was OD traumatic. I knew he was like not faithful to me, but I never thought that he was like not using protection with other women. At least I made myself believe that. At this point, I gotta
pause it right there again. Sorry. Notice how in the beginning she said that she was being promiscuous, and now she's saying that the boyfriend was cheating. It's like, bro, it's either one or the other, or it's both. But don't try to throw it on somebody else. You gotta take accountability. But let me play the video again.
Have any more like symptoms. Like, I already went through the acute stage where I felt like I was literally gonna. However, a couple of symptoms persisted even after that were a little bit more subtle, but just as alarming. The first thing that freaked me out really was that I would have a continual yeast infection. I know it's kind of gross, but it's the reality of HIV. And a continual yeast infection is called thrush. I'm not saying that everyone that has thrush has HIV, but thrush is part of the symptoms of having HIV. And you know, I'm from the hood or whatever, so there's like a little hood doctor. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have insurance at that time. And so, like, anytime I needed the yeast infection, like, medication, I would just go to the hood doctor. So something that I forgot to mention is that the acute stage is basically the stage where you are most symptomatic. But once you're done with that phase, you are no longer symptomatic in like very overt ways, but you still have certain symptoms that are very subtle. Like, you have a lot of fatigue, thrush, like yeast infection, like discharge, the whole thing. And the second thing that really freaked me out was the fact that it was literally painful to have intercourse. And so at this point, I was taking clindamycin about like once every 2 weeks. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the doctor. Even though I don't have insurance, I could go to the clinic and get tested and tell them what's going on, since it is down there. The day before I went, I had this sinking feeling in my spirit, like in my gut. I knew that I was gonna get bad news. So I show up to the clinic, I get tested. When you get tested, you know, you do the full panel, you only get results for your HIV, like rapid results, day of. Everything else you have to wait. Someone comes out and calls my number because they can't say your name. They sit me down and they just break it to me like, you tested positive for HIV. My world literally shattered into a million pieces. So that is how I found out that I was HIV positive.
All right, that's the video. First things first, before we get into my thoughts, I want to say I'm not that well educated on HIV and AIDS. I'm really not. So I'm just speaking loosely here. But this is a sad situation, and a lot of people, even men, women, are wanting to sleep around because that's kind of what the culture is, and that's the cool thing. But nobody's talking about these stories of people catching diseases. In the city that I live in, there's actually an epidemic of AIDS and HIV, and it's not really being talked about. It's so dangerous out here, and even if you have a partner, you could still catch this because your partner can cheat, yes. But one thing that I don't like that she did is that initially she said that she was being promiscuous, and then she said her partner was also cheating on her as well. So you were cheating, your partner was cheating. To be fair, you guys deserved each other. But I don't like that she's not just saying like, hey, this is my fault. Because when you put responsibility on other people or start talking about how someone else affected your situation, that doesn't help anything. The only thing that you could do is worry about your actions. You can't worry about what someone else does. Even though someone may do something and it may cause a problem in your life, the only real logical way to think is, hey, this person may have done this, yes, but what could have I done to become better? What could I have done to avoid that situation? One thing I'll say is, in terms of us seeing the doctors as young people, even myself, I try to go to the doctor for a checkup every 6 months. Not for STDs personally, but I go there just to check on my overall health. That's something that every young adult needs to do, and we don't do enough of. Because if you catch things early, you're able to treat it. I'll give you a little story actually. I used to drink a lot during the pandemic. I was partying a lot, going out with my friends a lot. And when I went to the doctor, they told me that my liver was it was getting to the point where it was really bad. And from that point on, I had to quit getting drunk. I stopped getting drunk and my liver recovered. But if I was to never do a checkup, I would have never noticed that. So that's one of the things I'd say, like, please, everyone watching this video, make sure you go to the doctor and do your checkups. Also, please do not have in your head that because you're not homosexual, that you're not going to catch AIDS or HIV. People that are straight, gay, doesn't even matter. People that are using drugs, using needles, everybody could catch this. It's not about your sexuality. Don't think, oh, well, I'm having sex with a woman, so I'm not going to catch HIV. Or if you're a woman, oh, I'm having sex with a man, I'm not going to catch HIV. Or this guy that I'm having sex with is not gay. Or this woman I'm having sex with is only dealing with me. Like, don't ever think like that. It can affect anyone. And for those of you out there that are young and want to sleep around, please be careful, wear protection. And if you're out there and you're in a relationship and you want to cheat on your partner, just leave them, because you could easily be in her situation and get AIDS and pass it to your partner, and they don't deserve that. So that's my thoughts on the situation. I don't know too much about AIDS and HIV, so I'm not going to go crazy into it. I do feel bad for this woman, and I hope that she is able to live a long, healthy, normal life. But these are the consequences to our actions. Everything seems cool in the moment, but no one talks about the long-term consequences of these things. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. If you know more about AIDS or HIV, let me know. If I'm saying something wrong, let me know. These are just my thoughts and opinions. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're very close. We're at almost 800 now. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok at CamsCorner5. And I made an Instagram for this too. So you can follow me on Instagram at CamsCorner. Again, I'm out. Just